Hi guys, happy April 28th. It's Tuesday. So today we are going to do a little more of the same. Couple new things though. There are about 10 of you that have not done the math test. So that's on Think Central. It's not a test, it's a quiz. It's just like our little quick quizzes that we do. And I need those done by, I think the due date is the 29th. So once it's the 29th, it's not going to let you into the program. The other thing is we have another quick quiz this Thursday. So I would hate for you to have two quick quizzes that you need to get done. So get it done. Today I'm going to write show you my introduction for the essay. Doesn't mean you have to change yours, but maybe it will kind of give you an idea if you haven't started. And we're going to continue reading about some questions about the ocean. So today, benchmark, we're going to read 25 and 26. Those are the pages, and we're going to look at key details and main idea. And then writing, I'll show you my paragraph. Math, we're going to today do 8:11. Yesterday was 8:10. So, and then a reminder, tomorrow will be our Zoom. That's at 10 o'clock. That's our whole class for fun. I'd like you to come prepared to share something, whether it is something that you have done that has been a lot of fun, or a question that you have about something, or I don't know. Just come prepared to say something. Share. Thursday, Mrs. Wing is going to read to us, so that'll be at 11 o'clock. That's a Zoom also. And then Friday, we'll do office hours at 10 o'clock, and that's open to anyone come in, have a question. All right, so let's go ahead and start with our key details for benchmark. So you're going to read pages 25, 26. I'm going to go ahead and show you what my book shows. So talking about the ocean absorbing more carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, it becomes more acidic. And the water's too acidic, animals may not be able to make strong shells. So those are two important details, and then that you would change those into a main idea of, if the ocean soaks up too much carbon dioxide, it is harmful to shellfish. So you didn't give me all of the details, like it becomes too acidic or it's da-da-da. You just wrap it all up in one sentence, okay? And so this one does paragraph 14. So this just gives you some ideas. There is other information in there that is important, but it kind of shows you how you take a couple important ideas and then you put those into one big kid sentence. So I'm doing it like this so that maybe you'll stop it, pause it, check it with your book. It hopefully will help guide you. All right. Then I'm going to show you my paragraph that I wrote. So I told you yesterday that I was going to do the Boston Siege. So we talk about how we kicked butt. Boston Siege, because that was kind of something that started it off. And then I was also going to do Battle of Saratoga, because I saw the word turning point in the book, actually. That's what prompted me. And I said, oh, I'll do that one. And then the last one I was going to do was Yorktown, because the Battle of Yorktown was the last thing where Cornwall surrendered. So a couple things I want to point out when you do Battle of Yorktown. Look at battle. Typically we wouldn't capitalize it, but when it's the name of an actual battle, it has to be capitalized. So Battle of Saratoga, you would capitalize it. See, like right there how they did in the book. So again, these are things that I shouldn't be finding mistakes like that in your essay. All right, so here's mine, and it definitely is not perfect, but is a start. So I started out with just an overall sentence about war, and then I mentioned my 3 battles. I didn't say anything about them like I did with my important people. And then I wrapped it up with one more sentence. So it's that whole hamburger thing, you know, this is the top bun, bottom bun, and all the good stuff inside. Okay, so I started it, war is never a good thing, but, see, and I boo-booed, but sometimes I would say it is necessary. And I had to Google necessary because I had a brain fart and couldn't remember how to spell. But you don't have to do that right now. You can do that at the very end if you would rather. There were 3 important battles that helped the colonists defeat the very powerful British. And I'm not sure about my punctuation. I did a semicolon, but I think it might be actually a colon because I'm introducing the 3 things. They were the Boston Siege, the Battle of Saratoga, and the Battle of Yorktown. Again, I capitalized. The turning points are what? I would say these turning points. These turning points are what led to our independence. Again, if you want to stop this, pause it, steal something. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to point out is that your 3 battles, and you guys have done such a good job. So your next paragraph would be a battle, the Boston Siege, then Saratoga, and then Yorktown, and then your conclusion. Now, one thing some of you got lazy at the end in your conclusion. You said, yeah, and they won all these battles, and so they won the war. Done. Okay, so that's a no-no. You need to not rush. You mention the 3 again, and wrap it up with some awesome sentence. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of math and call it a day. Yesterday's was a little longer. All right. Then I will move this so that it is sort of centered. Okay, so we're continuing to look at volume. What's the volume of this rectangular prism? Got leaves on it. I'm going to look at my length first, 3. And then I'll look at my width, which is 4, and then I'll look at my length, or height, sorry, that's 3. And I will tell you that 3 times 4 is 12, and then that 12 times 3 is 36. So I'm going to say 36. Now, because it doesn't give you any kind of measurement on this, you're going to label it, you have to have some kind of measurement. You're going to label it cubic units. Because they're just units. They're not inches, feet, squares, anything like that. Okay, so how do you find the area of a rectangle? Okay, now pay attention. That said area. So area, I would just do the formula personally, equals length times width. All right, there's your formula. Okay, the next one, how do you find the volume of a rectangular prism? Well, that one just has one more thing. So I'm going to do my formula for volume, and that equals length times width times height. So that's all they want. How are they different? Think time. This had been better to do like whole class in the classroom so I could talk to you and you could tell me. How is finding it different? Okay, so what did we do? We added height. So height was not a factor with area. Okay, so now we're gonna, what number am I on? 5. Write a formula for finding the volume of any rectangular prism. We already did that. So blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to real life problems. So finding an unknown edge. Raul is building a planter in the shape of a rectangular prism. It has a length of 4 feet, a height of 2 feet. How wide would it be if it had to hold 24 cubic feet of soil? Okay, so this one we're gonna have to do a little bit different. They gave us, so if we have length times width times height, they gave us equals volume. So they gave us the length 4 times, they did not give us width, times the height is 2 feet, and that equals, we want it to equal 24. Sorry. Okay, so if I'm looking at that, 4 times what times 2 equals 24. Well, because multiplication can go in any order, I'm going to go ahead and multiply 4 and 2, and that gets me 8. So basically it's asking 4 times what is going to equal 24. And I know you guys know your math facts, and I know you can do that. So it is 3. So you would say W equals 3. So the width of that planter box has to be 3. So if I'm building something, this is where it could actually happen. And it was so cool because I did a Zoom with Tyler, and he was telling me how, yeah, this is really cool because a lot of that measurement stuff my dad has to do for his job. And so there you go. Then it becomes real world, and there's a little bit more meaning behind our madness. All right, next page. Now you guys can do this on your own. You don't have to do it with me if you don't want, but this is how I want to spend my time, doing math with you. Oh goodness, I swear this always happens to me. Okay, so this is just kind of more of the same. There's a few word problems. I'm not going to do those. I'm going to do one of these and one of these and then let you go on your way. All right, so they give us some more cubic, some more things, prisms, sorry. and the measurements. So you figure out what you have to multiply. So it's 2 times 5 times 6. You know what? I'm not doing that one for you. Seriously, come on. You're awesome math wizards. I don't need to be doing 2 times 5 times 6. What you need to make sure that you do is that you label this. So it's inches, so you have to do cubic inches. And there are abbreviations. Or you could do inches with a baby 3 cubed. Well, that just looks like a mess. Okay, those are the 2 ways you have to label these. So make sure that you're paying attention to whatever your measurement is. Okay, on these, they're giving you missing ones. So they're bigger numbers, so it might be a little bit tougher, but you have to solve it. So if I know my volume's 120 and I need the length, they gave me the width and the height. So what are the width and the height? Remember, you multiply times. So width times, or sorry, what is that? Yeah, width times height is going to be 12. So 12 times what gives me 120? 10. So 10 times 12 is 120. Okay, so I'm going to leave that for you to do your awesomeness. And then I think today for your homework, again, just like any other day, if you guys want to do just odd or just even, but what is most important to me is 1, that you're trying it on your own and you're not quitting or giving up. 2, that if you are struggling, you let me know. 3, but if before you let me know, if you could go in and check the answers, feel free to work some problems backwards, and sometimes that helps. I really thought this was going to be a shorter video, but it wasn't. So I'm not going to do the word problems, but if you need me to, holler, and I can do it on maybe tomorrow, our class Zoom. And then I'll just say, have an awesome Thursday, and I miss you, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at our Zoom meeting. Bye, guys.